Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our live broadcast. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. It is Tuesday, and we are live on a Tuesday with a QuickBooks Online demo. And today we're going to talk about setting up QuickBooks Online for a non-for-profit. So let's go ahead and make sure we are all good. We're all good. So good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening wherever you are, wherever you are chiming in from, whether you are chiming in, if it's morning, noon, afternoon, wherever part of the world it is. It's your girl Elaine Forbes Daisley. And guys, I'm just making sure that I do the housekeeping. Oh gosh, this is not working for me. It is not. It truly is not working for me. Okay, there we go. I don't know what's happening to me today. Um, okay. All right. It looks like we're live. It looks like we're live. So if you're catching me for the first time, you don't know who I am. Now this camera looking. There we go. I don't know what's wrong with my camera. It keeps sliding. Anyway, yes. So we're going to be talking a little bit about using QuickBooks Online for your non-for-profit business. QuickBooks Online for your non-profit business. That's what we're going to be talking about this evening, and I'm actually going to show you how to actually do the settings for your QuickBooks Online. We are going to show you how to do your settings. So, good evening for those who are joining us in the Facebook group. Good evening to those who are joining us on YouTube. And guys, if you're joining me from the Facebook group and you say hello, you know it's social media, and Elaine likes to be. I don't know what's wrong with this background. Anyway, Elaine likes to be social, so make sure you say hello, Elaine. And if you're saying hello from the Facebook group, then it's going to not tell me who you are. So please do say hello and let me know who is saying hello. So we're getting back to our Tuesday evenings when I come on and share about QuickBooks Online. Um, there I have and I will be doing a paradigm shift. So I will be shifting to talking a lot more about using QuickBooks for the using QuickBooks for non-for-profit. So if you have a non-for-profit, feel free to ask any question you have about your non-for-profit and how you can use QuickBooks. I'm just going to go over this. This week, we're going to go over the setup of QuickBooks, and then we're going to be talking about the charts of accounts. And then we're going to talk about how to use features like project, class, location, and tag in your QuickBooks Online to track your non-for-profit revenue and expenses. All right. So let's get going. We're going to go right into QuickBooks. You know how we do it. Oh, by the way, if you don't know me, this is the first time you just scrolling on YouTube and you found my video. I'm Elaine Forbes Daisley. I have over 40 years in accounting, and I've been using QuickBooks for the last 27 years. I am the founder and owner of Forbes Business Solution, where we provide QuickBook Expert Cleanup. QuickBook Expert Cleanup. So if you have your QuickBooks is not set up correctly, or you need to clean up, and you, for whatever reason, you need to file your taxes, you need to get better reports, we'd be able to get that cleanup for you and train you on how to make sure it stays clean. All right. So let's jump on into QuickBooks. So I'm going to be editing this stuff on this screen because I'm going to be changing this to a non-for-profit. So I'm going to edit this name. I'm going to change this name, and I'm going to say nonprofit, and I'm calling it sample. And you can put the name of your company, your non-for-profit right here. And then I'm just going to put a number in for the EIN. Very important for you to put your EIN in. I'm just going to put a number that I like. Did I get nine digits there? Okay, so there it is. And I'm going to save that. Now I'm going back here. So you can also, and this is going to say use on 1099. So whatever you set up in your company right here, if you give a company a 1099, that's what is going to show right here. And you can change that and put another name here for the 1099. All right. And this is where you can add a logo. And I'm going to just add me a picture for the logo. I'm just going to put the look. Yep. And I'm going to do save because I don't want to go look for a logo. And then when it comes to company type, this is where we're going to, no, we don't want to do that. We're going to do save, and we want to keep the email address. We're just going to change this. And we're going to save. I'm just going to put yes, it's correct. Now, when it comes to changing your address, because QuickBooks Online is connected to the postal service, because this is not correct, and I put save, it said you enter address where your company is based. No, I'll edit. Yes, it's correct. If I put no, I'll edit it and do save. Yes, it's correct. Then it's not going to take it. So let's do this. We're going to put back the correct address. There we go. Save. We're going to cancel. All right. Now, this is the address if you wanted your customer to get a different address. Let's say this is your real physical address. You don't want your customer to get it. You can go here and do a customer facing address. And this, you can go in and put this address in, and that's the address that will show on your invoice, right? Cancel. And now, and your legal address, you can put, so you have all the option of doing it. And you can also add your marketing preference right here. And that's for all your company information. And then we're going to do done. And then we're going to go back here, and we're going to go back to accounts and setting, because we're just going to set up all the account. This will tell you cancel. This tab, if you are not, because we're in the accountant copy and the subscription is paid through an accounting copy, this is not going to allow us to click on it, right? This payment screen, switch section without saving. Okay. Now, this payment section you can use to collect payment, and this is a merchant account. Basically, it's a merchant account which you have to set up and you have to apply to. This is if you want to use QuickBooks checking account, you can do that. Let's go here to the sales. Oh, let's go back here. I'm sorry. We need to change the industry. Sorry, right here. So right at a company type, we're going to change the industry. and we are going to put non-profit $9.90, and the others. Now you can look for the different. What are we going to say? This is service. All right. Human services. So human rights organization, human resources, administration, environment. Let's do an organization, let's, what about, I don't know. I'm going to look for a different one because next thing um, human, HAMAN, and social. Administration of human resource program except education. What did we see? Let's try health, HEALTH. Let's do, okay. Wow. Let's do social, SOCIAL. Social, civil and social organization. All right. Then we're going to save that. Now we're going to go to sales. And you can customize this. We're not going to do any customizing. We're going to edit this. And we're going to say we're doing net. We're not doing that. All right. We're going to use tags. So we're going to save that. This needs to be activated. So we're not activating it because we're using this. And here we're going to edit this. Products and services from sale. Track inventory. We're not doing that. Track price rule. We're not doing that. All right. We're going to cancel that. Message reminders. We want to turn on our reminders. And this you can set up. You know what? We're going to turn off those reminders. Statement. And we're going to go to the expense. And we have purchase order turns on. And we're going to go to show item. All right. Purchase order. All right. So we have all of that good. All right, so now we're going to go to the advance where we're going to make some changes that's going to be effective in our account. So we're going to change the fiscal year, and we're going to say the first month of our fiscal year, and we're going to say October. And this one, we want to say the tax year is the same as the fiscal year because we're going to do fiscal year. And we're going to keep it an accounting method. And we're going to want to close. No, we're not closing the book. We're going to do save. And see the company type automatically puts it in a 990 for you. And we're going to use charts of account. We're going to use number. And we're going to save. And this is very important for a non-for-profit. The categories by class and by location. So we're going to track by class. And something that I recommend you do when you're tracking by class is to warn me when a transaction isn't assigned to a class. Very, very important to do when you are doing by class assign. And you can do this by saying one on the entire transaction and one on each row. I do one in each row, and I recommend you do one in each row because if you have more than one row in your invoice and it needs to go to two different class, if you just put it on the entire transaction, then that's not going to be helpful. And then we're also going to be tracking by location. And when you track by location, you can change it for the purpose of what you're using for. So you can, let's say you're using it for property, store, territory, division, department. I'm going to use this as a non-for-profit. I'm going to want to use the location for restricted and non-restricted. So I'm just going to do um let's do division department business. I'm thinking, and then we're going to do save. Then I turn on project as well if you don't have project, and project is in the project is a part of the project is a part of, oh my goodness, plus version. All right, so it's on, so we're going to save that. Now, these are some other features that you can turn on and turn off, like pre-fill forms with previous entered content, automatically apply credit, automatically pledge on bill activity, and automatically apply bill payment. These you can turn on and turn off. We'll go into in depth with those at another time. Organize all job related in one place. We want that to be true. All right, so that's turned on. Now, currency. Please do not turn on multi-currency. If you turn on multi-currency, then what that will do, it cannot be turned off. It cannot be turned off unless you truly, truly, truly has a multi-currency situation. Do not turn it on. And these are some other stuff. These are the date, format, currency type. Now, this is something you can turn on. Customer label. Now, this is where you can change how you see the label of the customer. So you can either use donor. So we're going to use donor because it's a non-for-profit. We're going to say donor. If you have a non-for-profit that has members, you can use member. If you're using for patient, tenants, so we're going to say donor. And we're going to ask you to warn if there's a duplicate check number. This can also warn you if I enter a bill number that has already been used with a vendor, and warn if duplicate journal number is used. Sign me in. And this one is important. If you stop using the software for a minute, it's going to sign you out. So if you 1 hour, it's defaulted to 1 hour, you can change it to more, and then we're going to do save. So we have complete setting up. There we go. So now you see nonprofit. If you go to cost, Now it shows pledge right here, right? If you were to do an invoice, this is showing customer. And this is because this is brand new. There's nothing in it. It's going to ask us to walk through it. So that is, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. We don't want to do that. So now your QuickBooks is activated, set up, not fully set up because we would have to do the bank. So that's the first thing that you do, is to set up your company, your accounting setting, and that you can do right here under your company. So with that said, you are now ready to use QuickBooks Online we are now ready to use it for our non-for-profit. So thank you so much for those who joined us this evening and those who will be watching this in the future. If you have a small non-for-profit or a medium non-for-profit that is using QuickBooks or not yet using and tracking expenses for your non-for-profit, feel free to reach out to me. I am a pro advisor and I'll be able to assist you with setting up your QuickBooks Online. So until next week, when we come back, and next week we're going to talk about how to set up our charts of account, let's do next week how to use the features inside of QuickBooks as a non-for-profit to be able to track your income and expense. So with that said, have a great evening, guys, and I'll see you on next week Tuesday. We'll see you on next week Tuesday when you join us again for another episode, another live broadcast of how to use QuickBooks for your non-for-profit accounts. Bye.